Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, I want to talk about the many reasons why people rely on hope. Yes, that's right, hope. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter if you're 18, 25, 35, 48, 60. There's always someone who will say, well, Steve Harvey didn't make it until he was 58, and now he's a multimillionaire. Look at life. If you just work as hard, eventually you'll get there. Eventually you'll be able to do the same things. And although that may be true for 1% of people in this world, that is not true for the majority of people. Now, everybody who's rich does not want to be famous. Because when you're rich and famous, that comes with scrutiny, that comes with judgment. That comes with judgment from people that you don't even care to know. But at the end of the day, again, being in that public sector, being in that public image, you are liable to be scrutinized. And so I'm not going to say that everybody who's rich is wanting to be seen or heard from. No. In fact, there was a survey conducted that 1,900 people become millionaires daily. 1,900. Now, this world is filled with tens of billions of people, and so 1,900 is not a huge number for the entire world to have a millionaire. 1,900, right? And that's not including people who may have lost their millionaire status. Maybe they're retired and they just dipped under that with their last payment on their car note, or the last payment on their rent, or their last treatment that they had at some hospital, right? And so that's not including those who are dipping under that threshold because of other life situations and circumstances. And so I say all that to say that I am someone who leads with a little bit of tough love. A little bit of tough love. I'll tell people, listen, you can go this path, you can do this thing, and you will have success, because historically that has a proven track record for success. Or you can continue to do what you're doing, which is gambling, which is trading, which is going from dead-end job to dead-end job, which is not being consistent, not having a consistent income, which means either an hourly salary wage or something consistent that you can truly rely on, that you've been doing for 2 years. You know exactly what you're going to make. You never have to beg for your money, never have to ask for your money. You just know what you're going to get. And in fact, they want to keep you, and so they're paying you before you even need to get paid. How about that? How about a job that actually wants to keep you because you're so good at it, because you kill it every single day, day in and day out? Don't tell me, let them show me. Don't tell me, let them show you. Right? If you're someone who has to talk about how good you are rather than how good other people say you are, then are you truly as good as you say you are? And so the reality is, with consistency comes prosperity, as long as there is data to back that up, and substantial data to back that up, not a one-off situation here and there where everyone wants to get rich quick and become the next millionaire. Some people need to hear this, because every single time somebody falls back down, I am so sick and tired of saying the same thing, and you're just saying, I'll try it again, and this time I'll be successful. No, I want to know why you are so comfortable losing money for the rest of your life. You're so comfortable being unable to attend certain family events, certain functions, certain dates. You're uncomfortable. You're comfortable not taking those trips. You're comfortable not being able to fly out the country. You're comfortable not being able to buy that nice car in cash. You're comfortable not being able to afford that house. You're comfortable not being able to take your girl or your man on a nice dinner. You're comfortable doing all those things because you just want to hit it all one time. It took me 3 years on the grind. 3 solid years on the grind, and I was able to do whatever I wanted to do. Able to do whatever I wanted to do. Some things I still don't buy because I understand that 100,000 here, 100,000 there, 100,000 there, I could be broke again. I could be broke with some nice things. That's not enough for me. That's not good enough for me. So I'd rather have 300,000 sitting with me than in the hands of someone else because I just wanted to purchase one little measly thing. To me, that's not worth it. It's not. And so I implore you to start thinking like, what is truly worth your money? What is truly worth your time? Because today I was going to go and buy some Dominoes. I best believe I got the money for some Dominoes. My little brother asked me today, listen, he wants to go to Texas. I said, we could fly out anytime. I like to talk about what I'm not going to spend. But trust me, when it comes to food, I tend to not have a limit, especially if it's good food. So today I was thinking, man, I got food in the house, but you know what? I might want some Dominoes. I started looking at my Instagram feed. They showed me this viral Domino's thing. I'm like, okay, let me try it. I was willing to pay the $2 extra on the coupon for this pan pizza. But because I wanted to switch the sauce, it was $1 more. So instead of $10.49, it became $11.69 or something like that. I was going to get another pizza for the coupon deal. And I said, for $11.69, I'm not buying this pizza. For $10.49, I would have. But for $11.69, I'm not. Does that hurt my bottom line? Absolutely not. Does that kill me in any way? No. Does that make sure that I don't eat? Absolutely not. Listen, if I spent $1,000 on that pizza, it would not hurt me one bit. But for a dollar more, I said I'm not buying it. Because to me, it's not worth it. If more people could say, this is not worth my money at said price, guess what? The price would go down. If you're willing to pay said price for said item, the price will remain the same or, in fact, go up. And so here's another example. Crumble cookie. It used to be a box of 4 for almost $15. I just bought a box of 6 last week for $25.56. Tell me, why do I know that? That is a 55-cent increase per cookie. 55-cent increase per cookie. I'm paying about $3 more for that box, right? Well, I wanted it. I wanted it enough that I was willing to pay 55 cents each per cookie. I may not be willing to do that as frequently as I would have when it was a box of 4 for $15. But I still think that on certain weeks it is worth the money because, again, they change their menu every single week. And I know that that can be costly. And so it makes sense. That business model is not the wisest to always have a new ingredient and be switching your product, but it's a lot of the same compounds that they're using, so I'm sure that they'll figure it out and make it work. Now, with that being said, I want to get to the point here, which is a lot of y'all are relying on hope. You rely on people to say, oh, you're going to make it, you're going to do good, you're going to be great, and honestly, you've allowed so much time to pass you by. You've allowed yourself to not truly take advantage of your youth. You've allowed yourself to not take advantage of where you could have been right now had you put in the grind, had you put in the work. You know what's so sad is that, yes, it sucks in the beginning. I remember starting my stock market portfolio at $200. Today, if I check my stock market portfolio, I easily would have made $700 in a day. In a day. Easy. I don't even check like that, but I look at it, 2 days later, I'm up $1,000. It's just that easy. But I remember when I made $200 the whole year in the stock market. And so, you know, I was listening to a millionaire talk today, and he was like, man, $10 million with an easy 5% return is like $500,000 a year. I don't need to do anything. I'm chilling. And, just hearing that is like, yeah, the more money you make, the less money you need. And it's just that simple. And so when I was making X amount in the stock market, to me, that wasn't a lot of money, but I stayed the course. I stayed the course. I stayed the course. I set goals for myself. Everybody knows. First goal was $1 a day in the stock market. Second goal was to be able to pay my phone bill, which was $40. Third goal was to be able to pay my phone bill and to make $1 a day. So that was going to cost me about $70. Once I hit that goal, the next goal was $100 a month in dividend income. That's just dividend income. I'm not talking about growth. I'm not talking about how much I made the entire year. I'm talking about passively how much money is being paid to me by other companies. The goal was $100 a month. Then we set a new goal. And to be honest, I did look at my dividend track record, and I did hit $100 on one of my accounts, or it was like $96, but I'll have to check again. Either way, I'm super, super close to that. And definitely by 2026, when I add another 6K to that portfolio, easily I'm crushing that $100 goal. So by 2026, that's wraps. That's wraps. If it's not already, it's definitely wraps, because my stock account already went up a couple $1,000s just this week. And so I say all that to say, not to brag, not to boast, not to do all that stuff, because listen, it took time. 9 years, 10 years. I've been doing this since 18 in the stock market, okay? 18. But I've only had this account since about 2021. So it's only been 4 years with this account. But granted, salary man, more money now. So 4 years is a long time to be investing when you have your stuff together and no debt outside of a mortgage. And so with those 4 years, yes, I've been able to accumulate a massive amount of wealth that absolutely is, I don't know if you guys can hear this thunder, but this thunder is insane. I mean, absolutely insane. I'm gonna stop the video here in a bit, but I'm saying all this to say that we have to be very intentional. Do you want to continue to live the way you want to live, or do you want to make changes now? Do you want to grind for 4 years so that you can live the rest of your life at least decent, or do you want to continue to try and shoot for the stars just so that you can possibly land on the moon? Possibly land on the moon. Don't be that 45, 50, 60-year-old still trying to do what you couldn't do before, still betting on red when you should have bet on black. I don't know what to tell you. It takes 4 years to get where you need to be. Just make it happen. You already know the blueprint. I've showed it to you. I have plenty of videos on it. Now, if you like this video, if this is going to help you, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe now. Comment that you're going to change your life today. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.